everyone. It's Tracy Lewin.
And Peter Murray. Good morning, Tracy.
Good morning, Peter. How are you today?
I am fantastic. Laughed when I read your headline for our new video.
Yes, well, you know what? There's been such a lot of action lately over the last few days with and global events that are coming through in the next few months that we definitely believe are going to affect the Bitcoin price. But of course, Donald Trump, made some lewd remarks, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden we see the Bitcoin price is starting to move. Is it
Well,
related?
it's definitely related. If you go look at the number, the drop in his poll numbers are totally equal to the rise in the Bitcoin price. There's a 100% correlation.
It's fantastic, Peter. Absolutely
But
fantastic.
jokes aside, the Bitcoin price is going up a little bit. I saw this morning the Bitcoin price at 673, and I think these global events are going to play a major part in the coming weeks and months in the Bitcoin price.
Yes, absolutely. Certainly interesting times ahead. Let's talk about Deutsche Bank.
Deutsche Bank, yeah, this is going to be a big thing. Deutsche Bank has been in crisis now for a number of years. They've never really recovered from the 2008 financial crisis. And one of the big things now is the SEC wants to give them a $14 billion fine,
Yes, can you
which
believe
is
that?
creating a hole in their balance sheet.
Mm-hmm. They were actually saying it should be more like 5 or 6 or 7, and then it would be kind of acceptable. But 14 billion, not good at all.
Well, I think the main thing is also the big fallout from this is if Deutsche Bank needs a bailout, will the German government bail them out, or yes or no? And there's a lot of people that's saying that if Angela Merkel actually bails him out, it will be the end of her political career. So, the German public and the German politicians aren't very keen to bail Deutsche Bank out. The fact is also, Deutsche Bank is not really, people think, but, the German economy is strong. How can Deutsche Bank be in trouble? But the thing is, the bank is, 90% of their business is outside of Germany.
Yes, actually, it was interesting to see that.
Yeah. It's going to be a big thing. I think, Tracy, going back to, the impact of these global events, just thinking back quickly, just setting the scene. We just came out of summer in the Northern Hemisphere, and all your fund managers and everyone is coming back now, rebalancing their books for the last quarter. And that's usually why October is such a volatile month on the stock markets. And I still believe that, we're in the middle of October now, and the next 2 weeks could be absolutely crucial for the stock markets. And this Deutsche Bank crisis is right at the cusp of it. And, it's not the only bank in trouble. And also, it's been very quiet on the European debt crisis front as well. That's still lurking there in the background as well, because a lot of the European banks have similar problems.
Yeah, hectic, and also, Deutsche Bank doesn't have this problem at the moment. They also have the issue around the money laundering with Russia, to the tune of $10 billion.
Yes, yes,
So that's
and these
still
are all
looming.
absolutely. So the problems are just mounting. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. But it creates huge uncertainty in the financial markets. Huge uncertainty.
Yes, and apparently Deutsche Bank is kind of everything to everyone. They do just about everything. So, what is their strategy going forward? What's going to happen? So it'll be interesting to watch the story, Peter. It's a developing one.
Now, we'll definitely keep an eye on this story. And if you're watching this, make sure that you actually, follow our Facebook page, link to our YouTube channel, subscribe, and just if you can get onto our mailing list as well by going to our blog at bitmedia.org. And follow us. We are following this story, and we'll keep you updated on what's going on.
So let's talk about Brexit. And I mean, this morning I was shocked to see this graph done by Bloomberg that the pound to the dollar has actually it's a fourth day drop since June. I mean, it's crazy what's going on. The pound is dropping like lead. And actually, I also saw an article that they say that some, if you fly into the UK, the foreign exchange desks over there are actually offering um, uh, €1 and actually for a pound and even less.
It's interesting, in 2007, the pound was $2 to the pound before the financial crisis. It's now at $1.18, I think, $1.20 about.
Mm.
And the thing is, that's a massive drop in value against the dollar, massive drop in value against the euro. And the pound is just getting weaker and weaker. I just saw this morning that also breaking news right now on Sky News is that the Treasury are predicting, because if they have what they call a hard Brexit, meaning they're just going to cut ties and it's really going to be a total quick Brexit. They are looking at losing £66 billion of tax revenue a year, the US Treasury, the UK Treasury. And the other problem that the UK have is they might see a downgrade in their credit rating as well.
Yeah.
Coming up soon. So this is all problems. There is one little light out there, and that's Mervyn King, the previous chairman of the Bank of England, said that a weak pound is good for the UK economy. In certain ways, yes, it's good for the export economy. UK exporting a lot of things, so in that way, exporters would be happy. But in general, it's too much too quickly. And the main thing is uncertainty, Tracy. This is putting so much uncertainty into the financial system, this whole Brexit thing, and they don't really have a proper framework for businesses to be certain of what the future holds. And you know how many big companies have set up their head offices and the European headquarters in London?
Yeah.
London, is the financial capital of the world, and we've got major uncertainty in the top financial destination.
Mm.
So this is going to be something that needs to play out, and massive uncertainty, and could be the trigger for a global sell-off, I believe.
Mm.
Especially if we look at all these factors starting to compound like dominoes. This could be huge.
Yeah.
And like I said, people that are in the pound or that invested in Bitcoin, if you look at the Bitcoin price in pound, they would be very, very happy.
Yes, actually, I'm going to do a graph on that, just to see that if somebody had actually bought Bitcoin before Brexit and now, to what it would be valued now. I mean, it's massive, absolutely massive.
Will you put that chart for us onto our Facebook page?
Yes, I'll do that.
Okay, so if anybody wants to see that chart, just go to our Facebook page and go have a look. And leave your comments below that chart. That would be nice.
Yeah. But you know what the thing is, Peter, and the fascinating thing for us is that the bookies and everybody didn't think that this was going to happen. That they thought it was going to be a Remain vote, because they canvassed all the people in London, really, all the business people, because those kind of people were totally against Brexit. But they didn't talk to the little guy. And now, and look what has happened. And now we are into the US elections coming up in the next few weeks. In November, it's 8th of November, and all the uncertainty that's going on over there. I mean, Donald Trump is appealing to that working class person who doesn't have a job or is struggling.
Well, this is the thing, and now with all our headline was a bit tongue in the cheek, but it's actually also there's actually truth hidden in it. Because if Donald Trump now becomes president, he's not going to be viewed very favorably by the rest of the world. And if he becomes president, that would create massive uncertainty in the financial markets. Mm. And there's a very real chance that he could win. It's totally unpredictable. The US is such a divided country, and there could be it would be a big shock if he wins. It would be a massive shock on the financial system. And I believe, it could put a fire under the Bitcoin price if Donald Trump actually wins.
Yeah.
So, but either way, even if Hillary wins, America is so polarized and the two sides hate each other so much now that there's going to be uncertainty in any event. I don't see any of the two being a figure that actually pulls the country together.
Yeah.
And they haven't had a figure like that for a long time. Americans are very divided and getting more and more divided. And the main reason is the wealth gap between rich and poor is growing by the day. And the American debt is now topping $20 billion. I mean, last time I looked at this, it feels like a few years ago, it was 13 billion. And I thought it was horrendous. It's now 20 billion.
Yeah.
And it's spiraling out of control.
Well, many people see Donald Trump as their billionaire Robin Hood and the person that can help them. So, because he's talking about, bringing, sorting out the energy issues, sorting out, bringing, industry back into the US. So getting, increasing jobs, etc., etc. So, yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what's going to pan out. And as I say, no one can predict what's going to happen. You cannot predict. You just don't know what is around the corner. Another lewd
people
remark.
were thinking that his campaign was sunk after his comments.
Yeah.
But it seems like, he's still carrying on and somehow surviving. What do you think about his comments, by the way?
Well, I don't think that they are. They're certainly not good. However, I also believe that, and I certainly wouldn't condone them. And I'd hate to hear someone talking like that about another woman. But the fact of the matter is, there's many things that people think. There's many things that people say. And they may get away with it, but he's not getting away with it because he is a prominent person. But I think that they're fighting about all the wrong things, all this mudslinging. I cannot believe there's so much mudslinging, how much hatred there is for Hillary. And yet I think they need to focus on the real problems. What are the issues here at hand? How are they going to turn the country around? That's what that people need to be worrying about, not what he said 10, 11 years ago.
But the thing is, Tracy, if you think about it, Hillary is appealing to people's logic. And she's trying to actually, talk about campaign issues and stuff like that. Donald Trump is totally off ball. He's just appealing to everybody's emotion.
Yeah.
And the real problem is that appeal to emotions are much stronger than the appeal to logic.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
You're either going to love him or hate him.
Yeah.
And the problem is you might just go over a tipping point where enough people say, look, Hillary is not really saying anything that's appealing to our emotions. We're going to vote for this guy. Or even worse, I think a lot of people, especially African Americans, that came out in droves to vote for Barack Obama. In 8 years, that wealth gap, that divide grew bigger of Obama being president. And now they're saying, but nothing's changing. And they won't necessarily vote for Trump. They just won't go and vote. I think the voter turnout is going to be much lower from the Democratic side than usual, and the Republican side, there's going to be a huge vote turnout.
Yeah.
So that's going to be very, very interesting. Because remember, people are not just voting for the people, they're also voting for their parties, Supreme Court judges, and a lot of people that don't want the Democrats to have that power.
Yes.
And if they think Donald Trump will be okay as it's too crazy. They'll still vote for him.
Yeah. Well, we just have to wait.
Yes.
So anything can actually happen, hey? We're just going to have to keep watching TV and the news.
We just have to keep watching TV. I thought for a moment I lost you because you went silent, but anyway, that was. I think, Tracy, we should keep our eyes open, totally focused on these global events, because I think this is the time. I think the next 2 weeks could be crucial. Like I said, at the end of September, all your fund managers, everyone get back from holidays, and they're starting rebalancing their portfolios for the last quarter, and October could still be a rocky stock market month, and the next 2 weeks is going to be crucial in terms of stock market prices. And if I don't have Bitcoins, I would definitely run out and buy some.
Absolutely. As many as you can. because
as many as you can.
we are. It's the signs are there. It's going to move, and it's starting to move now. That bull is like starting to rage. Hey, it's like really, really starting to rage.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Yes.
All right, Tracy, thank you
Well,
very
thank
much. This
you.
is very enlightening.
Thank you, Peter.
Thanks for preparing this as usual.
It's my pleasure.